My beloved, my chosen one, why are your hands trembling as you read these words? Because your spirit already knows the truth. Your heart is currently being pressed by the presence of heaven. Archangel, my child Michael informs you that you are standing on the verge of something invisible to others. A door creaks open in the invisible domain. You will never be the same again if you go through. However, even angels have no ability to change previously written content if you choose not to read it. There are 3 hours left. That concludes the matter. Do you understand it, my dearest? This is not intended to instill fear in you. It is designed to arouse you. The heavens do not whisper. They're shouting your name. God is currently transmitting this message to you as the clock ticks. Pay close attention. Each line you read gives you a sense of security. The darkness that has pursued you can be driven back by the light that each word carries. If you ignore or suppress this message, you may never become aware of the miracle that was predetermined for you before the beginning of time. Therefore, I implore you to subscribe to this illumination before I proceed any further. Keep this message close to your heart, as if it were the last rope dangling over the cliff, as it is. The longer you stay, follow, and hold on, the more of paradise you will receive. If you do not act, you will lose the opportunity, change the boon, and close the window. Please keep in mind that each seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines light into another's darkness. Your actions contribute to a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven advances through the voices of those who are willing, but it grows through the goodness of their souls. I'm currently addressing you in this manner. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that seeps into the life of someone who needs healing. The verse, "Give and it will be given to you," does not only apply to Jesus. It is an ongoing commitment that affects your future. I'd like to extend an invitation to you at this time through a simple act of faith. Approach this situation with a sense of purpose, honesty, and optimism. The amount you contribute today is not a donation. Your heavens are opened through the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and see what blessings God brings into your life. Please take a moment to listen to your essence. Please enter one word in the remarks section below. If you believe you are here for a reason and are feeling a sensation in your chest that indicates this message is meant for you rather than as a formality, please type "Amen" to show that you are attentive and ready to receive the message from heaven. Please type "Amen" and notify the angels about your statement. Michael, my offspring, is watching your actions, Archangel. His sword remained drawn. Divine fire flames emerge from the perimeter. He has been standing beside your door, your soul, and your bed, waiting for the moment when you will finally heed this warning. This is not just another piece of writing. This is not enjoyable. This is an order. There are 3 hours left until the chapter ends. My beloved, heaven is currently bending down to drag your name across the floor of eternity. The spirits aren't silent. They're hovering and murmuring so loudly that it sounds like thunder. Archangel Michael declares, "Child, I am unable to suppress this for an extended period of time." Each second your heart beats, the sands in heaven's hourglass fall faster. 3 hours. That is the only remaining task before a decision is made, and your actions are now so audible that they cannot be ignored. However, you should not be concerned about losing your optimism. God is merciful. Even an event designed to kill you can be transformed into a miracle in your honor if you allow yourself to be open to this message and fully absorb it. Yes, my dear. Your name is that. Please listen to the recording once more. You were chosen by the God who shaped the constellations with his fingers, not by humans or chance. He dispatched Archangel Michael to rouse you and remind you that time is short. What is the reason you believe you are in this location by chance? Do you believe this communication drew your attention by chance? Not at all. Divine intervention is the stop sign in front of the road that would have caused your death. However, the sky isn't malicious. God does not display you in order to harm your reputation. He tells you to protect yourself. He demonstrates to help you recover. This is due to his unwavering desire for you to feel his enchanted aura. Archangel Michael, my beloved, urges you to take action. He has been removing demons from your path, pulverizing serpents in close proximity to you, and severing the cords of darkness that others have attempted to tie around you. He goes on. They still do not listen. They have omitted. If they continue to skip, I will be unable to assist them at the last minute. There are 3 hours left. That's not a figure of speech. The clock in paradise is ticking, becoming more constrictive and eventually closing. Does it resonate with you, my child? The heat on your skin, the tension in your heart, and the way your eyes keep switching between these words. That is the spirit guiding you to alignment. That is the magnet of paradise that keeps you from straying again. Remain in that location, read it thoroughly, and absorb it as if it were water. It is, my dear. It is now necessary to breathe more slowly because each inhalation is unique. It is being watched over by the heavenly realm. Archangel Michael is situated next to you. His wings were so large that they extended beyond the walls of the room. He is not weak. Rather, he understands the importance of what he has to say, which is why his voice is shaking. My darling, you have reached the end of the countdown, he says. It is impossible to undo the line you drew in the sky as a result of your actions, but mercy endures. There are 3 hours left. 3 hours, an esteemed individual, is not just a set amount of time. It is the final barrier that keeps your destiny from unraveling. As the clock strikes 12, a mallet strikes the gate of heaven, warning you not to squander this opportunity. Individuals overlook certain messages throughout their lives. Then there are messages that can make or break their lives. This is the second. Do you recall having a sudden shiver down your spine? When did you have the feeling that someone was watching you despite the fact that the room was not full? That didn't even hint at concern. They were messages from heaven, designed to capture your attention. However, you failed to do so. You disregarded them. You laughed at the appropriate moment. Archangel Michael has been instructed to interrupt your denial with words that cannot be ignored. I can tell that your heart is in pain, my dear. You would like to think that this is just a bunch of text on a computer screen. You want to believe this, but you know the truth. This message is personal, significant, and divine, and your spirit is shaking, burning, and shouting. This time you are unable to flee. There are 3 hours left. This is not because I want them to be afraid, God says. This message is being sent because I still care about them and want to caution them. Feel the abundance of affection that is currently available in your environment. Human affection is not weak and ineffective. It is the eternal fire that will keep you from falling when you are supposed to ascend. However, my darling, be cautious. If you do not consider the weight of the existing text, you will face a tempest. Michael cannot protect you if you refuse to accept the Aegis, Archangel. If you remove the shroud, the angels will be unable to keep you safe. If you disregard this word, The adversary who has been monitoring you will seize the opportunity. Please do not allow that to occur. Do not let the darkness have the final say. This is almost the last opportunity that paradise will offer you. You can keep your grip on the rope despite its fraying. You have 3 hours at your disposal. As you go through this awakening, remember that your assistance with this mission is not a prank. It's a divine omen. Each seed transforms into a source of light, combating the presence of darkness. According to Jesus, if you give water to others, you will receive it. This isn't historical. It is an ongoing commitment to your future. Approach this moment with a strategy and faith. Giving can help you realize the potential that God has already established for your life. It is time to rise. If you are willing to accept the protection that heaven has provided and want to express your commitment to not skipping or delaying, please leave a comment. I received the warning. Not just text on a screen, but a declaration to the heavens that you are allowing your spirit to soar. To write, press the submit key. I received the warning. It may make it easier to stay afloat during this storm. Please pay attention. When Archangel Michael mentions mortality, he is not just referring to your physical form. He discusses the conclusion of opportunities, and marvels written about you in this sentence. If you don't want to hear anything, the doors will remain closed. However, if you stay, absorb the information, and take action, the dead will reanimate and the broken will be repaired. Can you visualize that? The event that was supposed to end your life eventually served as the catalyst for your miraculous recovery. This is the extent of God's power. That is why you should not retreat, because the decisions you make during these 3 hours will have long-term consequences for your life. Allow me to convey this to you, my dearest. This should not be overlooked. Please do not delay. Do not let anything else rob you of this opportunity. It is not recommended to scan this text. It is heaven's lament that is being transmitted into your time, and you are the only reason it is present right now. Angels are now hovering around you, drawing closer than your own shadow, my beloved. Their wings make contact with your epidermis, but are invisible to you. Archangel Michael's sword has been drawn, and the flames emanating from its tip are becoming more intense. Says in hushed tones, "Child, 3 hours, just 3. After that, neither heaven nor earth will be able to reopen the seal." Do you feel the weight of that? This is not a warning in verse. Don't be moved by this story. This is an order. Your spirit has already understood the concept. This is why your heart is racing, your hands are warm, and you can't take your eyes off these words. You are unable to escape this reality because heaven has stopped you. There are only 3 hours left, not 3 days or months. The aperture is extremely thin. Nonetheless, this small space rattles your entire destiny. It has the potential to either collapse like an ash tower or erupt like a flame that no tempest can put out. My darling, the reality is clear. You took an action that caused the heavens to awaken. It was not concealed. It was jotted down. Things that men overlook. The atmosphere will remain memorable indefinitely. However, don't give up. Don't believe that God allows people to destroy them. He appears to rescue you and gives you a door in place of the wall that was supposed to be there. That's why this message is your exit strategy. Remember when you almost lost everything but managed to survive? It was not a case of chance. This was not an error. Heaven was instructing them to wait. They continue to have an opportunity. This is the final and most advantageous opportunity. There are 3 hours left. Archangel Michael, my beloved, has protected you in places that are invisible to the naked eye. Demons who appeared to be people you trusted attempted to ensnare you, but he cut their chains. He stood sentinel beside your bed, preventing dreams from entering your mind. He implores you not to ignore this, despite the fact that he has given his life for you. Do not turn away. This is my final caution. Now pay close attention. Death does not indicate the end of the universe. You have the ability to undo the death that was inscribed on your blessings. It is possible to reverse the strategy that is intended to destroy your relationships. The death that was meant for you can be transformed into a resurrection so audible that no one can deny it. However, this is contingent on your continued presence. However, this is dependent on your attentiveness. This is only possible if you truly feel the message as if it were the air you breathe. Is it possible for you to monitor my child? This message was sent to you because God still loves you enough to walk in the midst of your thoughts. If he were unconcerned, he would stay silent. He is currently bellowing through Archangel Michael's mouth. There are 3 hours left. The last word. My dearest, do not waste it. This is why it's impossible to get past. This is why you are impatient. Every second is crucial. It is critical to monitor each inhalation. Your spirit understands that this is not a typical occurrence. It will continue indefinitely. I will not sugarcoat this truth, my beloved, because heaven has instructed me to reveal it in its entirety. This message holds the key to your life, future, and even your breath. There are 3 hours left. You are not fabricating the information. It's not a dramatic statement designed to get your attention. It is inscribed in the eternal timepiece that sits above you. They continue to skip, declares Archangel Michael, despite the numerous dispatches I have received. Nonetheless, they remain indifferent. It is still being stated that it will happen later. However, there is no ladder this time. This is the final cable. When the Archangel trembles, my darling, the earth should take note. He has fought in war so violent that his children have died. He had never heard a trembling voice before you informed him of the situation. Beloved, you must admit that your actions have caused paradise and hell to shift. It was not diminutive. It was not concealed. It wasn't discarded. The adversary chuckled and declared, "They are now under my control." But God intervened and said, "Not yet." Nonetheless, I continue to feel compassion for you. This message is an expression of that mercy. This message is your final opportunity to respond before the storm arrives. There are 3 hours left. Would you describe it as a drum-like feeling in your chest? Don't be concerned about it. This is a prophecy. Every time the clock chimes, heaven cries out, "Do not discard this." Maintain a receptive attitude. Refrain from closing your eyes. My beloved's death is not merely the cessation of breathing. Examples include the burial of visions, the silence of miracles, and the dissolution of promises. If you fail to hear this and allow something else to distract your attention, the grave of what could have been will contain everything written for your name. However, this is not God's intention. He still wants to give you the crown that he promised you before you were born. This is why he is obligated to give you this warning tonight. Is this not something you can relate to? The manner in which your eyeballs cannot escape. Your heart is beating quickly. Heat causes a sensation of tightness in the epidermis. It is not dreadful. It serves as evidence. This is for me. Your consciousness is informing you. It applies to me. God's hand is pulling me out of the flames. Please listen to me once more, my dear. Archangel Michael's sword is a flame. It is suspended between you and the entities seeking to end your life. However, swords will not protect you unless you stand in their path. If you leave the shield's shadow, it is unable to protect you. You must remain in this message because it is the only place where you can continue to feel safe. You have 3 hours remaining to refrain from thinking, arguing, or asking questions. It takes 3 hours to believe, understand, and act. This narrative is unworthy of admiration. It's a request for action. If you think back on this night, my child, you'll remember it as the precise moment when everything changed. You had 2 choices. Either skip and the darkness laughed, or stay and the heavens rewrote your story in fire and grandeur. Which option will it be? The decision is now in your hands. Heaven is watching. Hell is prepared. Beloved, you have until the clock strikes 12 to make up your mind. Right now, my beloved, paradise is silent. However, it is not completely vacant. This is the sound of angels holding their breath, anticipating your actions. Are you aware of how rare this is? The courts of heaven, the armies of light, and even the stars are all watching over the same consciousness. This hour has become extremely serious. Archangel Michael's voice is now more powerful, like thunder that has been engulfed in fire. They have 3 hours to decide between life and death, light and darkness, and blessing and calamity. He claims that if they refuse to cross the line, I will be unable to transport them further. Beloved, his words tonight are not gentle. They cut like a sword because only something sharp can wake you from your deep sleep. Regardless of how hectic your life is, God's love continues to flow over you like honey. He did not abandon you. He had the option of not dispatching Archangel Michael repeatedly. He may have allowed silence to consume you a long time ago. Not at all. He has chosen to interrupt your moment, penetrate your screen, and pierce your hearing with a message that you cannot ignore without facing consequences. There are 3 hours left. You are on the verge of entering an auspicious future. Please keep in mind that this message will not end with your actions. Users may use your innovation to reach their destinations. When Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you," it is not poetry. Every seed you plant grows into oil for your future, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. My darling, the moment has come for you. Have faith, and you will see God multiply the possessions you relinquish. Speak now, so that heaven can hear you. If you choose to live, He will protect you, and I encourage you to formally confirm your decision with your words. Once more, type Amen in the comments section. Not just another pledge, but a more resolute one, to demonstrate that you truly embrace this protection. If you type Amen right now, the spirits will remember your decision. Do you get a drum-like sensation in your chest when you hear those words? They are both warnings and gifts, waiting to be opened. Indeed, miracles are possible because God hides a gift within each warning. Protection, rescue, and restoration. If you ignore the warning, the gift will explode. Heaven is currently devoid of sound, but not of life. This is the sound of angels holding their breath, anticipating your actions. Are you aware of how rare this is? The courts of heaven, the armies of light, and even the stars are all watching over the same consciousness. This hour has become extremely serious. Archangel Michael's voice is becoming more audible, like thunder enveloped in flames. He states that they only have 3 hours. You have 3 hours to choose between light and darkness, life and death, and blessing and curse. I am unable to transport them if they do not want to cross the line. His words tonight are not gentle, my dear, as only something sharp can awaken you from your deep slumber. They can cut with the same precision as a sword. Regardless of how hectic your life is, God's love continues to flow over you like honey. He did not abandon you. He had the option of not dispatching Archangel Michael repeatedly. He may have allowed silence to consume you a long time ago. However, he chose to interrupt your moment prematurely, penetrating your screen and transmitting a message that you cannot ignore without suffering consequences. There are 3 hours left. Do you get a drum-like sensation in your chest when you hear those words? These are not just cautionary tales. They are gifts that are eagerly waiting to be opened. Yes, miracles. God conceals a gift within each warning he sends. Protection, rescue, and restoration. If you ignore the warning, the gift will explode. If you don't unlock the box, it will remain sealed indefinitely. To whom it may concern, I'd like to clarify the following. It is not recommended to disregard this message. It isn't just another entity. It's an assault on your own soul. Archangel Michael has fought tirelessly on your behalf. The angels have engaged in an excessive amount of combat on your behalf. You have traveled a great distance from heaven. How were you able to swipe it away without hesitation? No, my child. This is when you finally make a different choice. Allow me to whisper this to you in a gentle voice. However, maintaining communication is not only beneficial to you. Heaven wishes to establish communication with others through you. Currently, someone in your life or in your thoughts requires this information. Their visual acuity is impaired. Additionally, this message may help them navigate. This is why I would like you to distribute this video to others. Just click the share button to send it to them. As you participate in this activity, a significant event occurs. The blessing contained within this word will be twice as strong. The breakthrough for which you have prayed will begin. For what reason? The reason for this is that when you share the message of heaven with others, you receive a blessing from heaven. There is more to your actions than just forwarding information. You engage in the act of sharing salvation. You are issuing the warning. You are cohabiting. Right now, share it and see how God works for you. Stay in touch. Do not allow this to be the only time heaven communicates with you. If this term appeals to you, consider subscribing to the stream of these messages. Tetso. Each one is like a heavenly rope, providing protection from the things that scare you the most. You believe that this is crucial. If you stay connected to the source, you will only be able to hear the growing number of doors, warnings, and miracles that are being prepared. Avoid the possibility of getting disconnected. This is your lifeline, which is why I need you to act now to ensure that you continue to hear the voice of heaven. If you want to subscribe, just click the button. Not just to listen to a channel, but to connect with a source of prophetic promise. Every time you click subscribe, you put yourself in a position where heaven is reachable. When you express your desire to stay connected with God, He will respect your decision. I am interested in continuing to receive the information you are releasing. Your life will begin to manifest prophetic promises that have been ready for fulfillment. The words spoken over you will begin to manifest. Prevent the enemy from isolating you from the source. Enroll immediately. It is critical that it has official status. Maintain a strong connection with the flow of the universe. Inhale deeply. Allow these words to penetrate your bones past your ears. There are 3 hours left. Each breath is an opportunity to change, give up, or be saved before the seal is closed, but each breath also counts. Meanwhile, Archangel Michael waits. The flames emanating from his sword will either protect you or expose your true nature. The outcome will be determined by your level of commitment to this moment. Avoid lowering your gaze. Please do not delay. Heaven has written this final warning in fire letters, which you can sense in your spirit right now. My dearest, I must now delve deeper because time is short and the truth cannot be postponed. Every breath you take is heard in places you can't see, and all eyes are on you from high above. Michael, the archangel, stands tall, his wings blazing with gold and fire, and cries out, "Child, listen to me." 3 hours. This isn't a recommendation. It's not a whisper. This is your last opportunity. Are you aware of the importance of those words? They are rapidly falling. Each line brings you closer to the edge where you must make a decision, and it feels like thunder as it strikes the ground beneath your soul. God does not squander words. He is able to respond quickly. He is emitting such a loud noise due to his awareness of the genuine danger. Beloved, you can no longer perform. It is impossible to convince oneself that one will experience a transformation. You may listen or form an opinion later. Since then, there have been deaths. There is no more time left. 3 hours is all it takes. No angel can repair the mercy rope after it breaks, even though it has been stretched to such a thin thickness that it is now as strong as silk. I have protected, appealed to, and pleaded for them, says Archangel Michael. However, if they ignore me for one more time, I will be unable to defend what they refuse to maintain. Is this audible? Even the archangel who expelled Satan from heaven has stated that he cannot help you if you withdraw at this time. This is the current level of danger. That being said, my dearest, don't let fear control your actions. Also, let hope guide you. Because the voice from heaven is never devoid of meaning. There are alarm-like doors. It is not a sentence when God tells you that you will die soon as a result of your actions. He will rescue you. He is informing you that the course you are currently taking will have a negative outcome. However, he has already built a covert route that will lead you to safety. This message represents that road. There are 3 hours left. The time difference isn't 3 hours. During the 3 hours of holy time, every second counts, every moment is holy, and every decision is eternal. This is the countdown in heaven. You are currently being warned, just as prophets warned kings and angels warned nations. My dear, your name is inscribed on this fire. Consider the number of times you could have died, the accidents you missed, the illnesses that passed, and the people who attempted to harm you but failed. Are you of the opinion that those events were entirely coincidental? No, it was Archangel Michael and his guardians who were protecting you. God continued to desire that this moment reach you. There is only so much protection left because the final option is no longer available to them. It's available to you. What are you going to do? Will you stay and consume every word until your soul is safe? Or will you shrug and leave, allowing the darkness to chuckle at the gift you tossed into the fire? You're incapable of doing so, my dear. Not at this time. No, when the gate is opened. There are only 3 hours left. Stay in your current location. Keep your focus and take a deep breath. Each sentence you read lights up your heart. Each word you absorb acts as a protective shield, strengthening your defenses. Do not look in any other locations. Avoid letting your heart wander. You've been praying for rope, and this message is it. Again, Archangel Michael reminds the child, this is not a game. This is not a prophecy meant for another person. Currently, this is intended for your use. My dearest, make a decision. The sky is currently vibrating. The stars appear to be approaching, as if God wants to witness your decision. It is clear that your situation is serious. Are you aware that the entire universe is watching when a person's soul is examined? Because the consequences of your decision affect more than just you. It expands indefinitely. Archangel Michael's wings are ablaze with a sense of urgency as he walks. He does very little walking in heaven. When the line is this clear and the danger is this close, even the Archangel of War cannot stay in place. He adds, "Beloved child, please listen." There are 3 hours left. Not 3 hours of waiting. 3 hours for decision-making. 3 hours spent securing what will be with you indefinitely. Every second, scales invisible to the naked eye are tipped. Every thought is recorded in timeless records. Mercy continues to hover, waiting for your capture before dissipating into smoke, much like a flame. You have not been abandoned by God. If He had, you would not be reading this right now. You'd already be extremely reserved. I require your final statement at this time because we have reached the most severe section of the warning. I'd like you to leave a comment in the comments section. I have decided to live. A decision, not just words. If you are willing to enter this unlocked door, you are invited to join heaven. Finally, a response to the final summons from heaven. Take notes right away. I choose life. Allow it to reverberate in the comments as your ultimate decision. It is critical that you understand a key point, my dear. Death is a multifaceted concept, as discussed in the heavenly realm. There is the death of the body, but there is also the death of blessings, favor, and opportunities that would have advanced you. The heart does not always stop beating when heaven informs you that you will die soon as a result of this. It could be your destiny, name, or opportunity. However, God's warning informs us that He is not yet finished with us. I can still revive what others have buried and repair what you have damaged, as long as you take this matter seriously. There are 3 hours left. It is not by chance that your eyes are fixed on this message, as if an unseen hand is keeping them from wandering. That sounds like your soul knows this is the moment it's been waiting for. You asked for a sign from God. You asked that the matter be clarified. It's currently here, louder, brighter, and clearer than any other medium. You are unable to ignore this matter, dear. It will not disappear simply because you ignore it. The repercussions will only grow. Heaven is offering you protection in the form of a warning. The sword of Archangel Michael is not raised to strike you. It can cut the cords of darkness, but only if you stay in its shadow. If you go outside during the strike, you will be completely alone. If you stay indoors, the sword will protect you. It is critical to understand that God is not attempting to frighten you. He desires to protect you. The final word He says is not fear. Mercy exists, but you must choose it. There is currently a knock that is more than 3 times louder than before. There are 3 hours left. Heaven does not repeat itself unless there is an actual threat. Please consider this, my child. A door is located directly in front of you. There is a golden garden behind it, but there is also fire. You are no longer allowed to remain in the center. The time for waiting is over. You are unable to leave, stepchild, because Archangel Michael has directed you to make a decision before the hourglass empties and the sand permanently seals your path. Is this why you're unable to navigate away? Your spirit is as inextricably linked to the present moment as a flame is to fire. Stay in your current location. Intake. Protect yourself with these words, as if they were a shield. There are 3 hours left. The timer isn't the only item present. It's an invitation. Acceptance is the very essence of existence. A summons to arise. A summons to participate in the miracle that was planned for you before the beginning of time. My beloved, you are experiencing a profound sense of unease because you are aware that this is not just another story. One last rope of heaven is suspended across the abyss, and you are told to grab it before it disappears into the darkness. Archangel Michael is no longer whispering. His scream shakes the entire world. His sword is raised, and his wings are crashing into the air. I have yelled, warned, and begged you, child, but this is the last time. There are 3 hours left. He declares that I will be unable to reopen the seal afterwards. Do you feel the weight, my dear? This is not meant to cause you harm. It is designed to arouse you. Because of the abundance of noise and shadows that appear to be light, your spirit has found it easy to fall asleep. In contrast, this message is like thunder that wakes you up and fire that pours into your ears, compelling you to wake up. Mercy is also present. Certainly, at the moment. I appreciate it. There are 3 hours left. Sounds insignificant. Nevertheless, God has the ability to transform everything. He created the entire universe in just 6 days. What could he do in 3 hours? Pay close attention. If only you could believe. If only you stopped skipping. It appears that this window is small, but it contains oceans. It contains many miracles, breakthroughs, and safeguards. However, you must choose to remain beneath it before it closes. Think about the conflicts you've encountered, my child. Do you believe you could have accomplished this much on your own? Not at all. You have been carried, protected, and encased. Archangel Michael appeared unexpectedly, piercing the darkness and ensuring your survival at this precise moment. He was there for every close call, every narrow escape, and every night you feared you wouldn't make it. He is now weeping. He isn't vulnerable. He is simply aware of the fact that he cannot force you to make a decision. He can defeat demons, but your will is beyond his reach. To my beloved, you must understand the gravity of the situation. It is not recommended to disregard this message. It entails giving up your protection, your shield, and putting yourself in the hands of people who have been waiting for an opportunity to hurt you. This is why the warning is so severe and the language is so direct. As a result of your actions, you will soon die. Your actions were observed by everyone in heaven. They documented it. However, they continue to offer you a door of mercy. Observe the extent of the love being used to warn you, despite the fact that the clock is about to run out. There are 3 hours left. However, in those hours, miracles beyond your comprehension are about to occur. If you stay, accept, and allow this truth to penetrate your being, even what has been written against you can be torn down. God does not issue warnings intended to disparage others. He emphasizes that they must be saved. The intent of his disclosure is not to cause harm. It is intended to aid in recovery. It's now time for you to recover. If only you would stop skipping. Close your eyes for a moment, my beloved, and feel the weight of eternity pressing close to you. This is accurate. At the moment, the message must be transmitted immediately, which requires a limited amount of space between the heavens and the earth. Angels have convened. Demons are waiting. The judge is watching you, and you are positioned in the center. Stay in that location. Listen carefully and inhale each word as if it were air, because it is. The decisions you make at this time will either sustain or destroy your spirit. Archangel Michael will continue to speak until the timer expires. My beloved, as long as I speak, your soul will be unable to deny what it already knows. This is a sacred period. You've never lived a life like this before, and heaven will never open this door for you in the same way again. There are 3 hours left. As it falls faster, each grain of sand that reaches the bottom of heaven's hourglass emits a fiery glow. Archangel Michael's voice causes invisible objects to vibrate. He goes on, "Child, you've been near the edge for a long time. Your enemies, who hate you, have sharpened their blades and thought they'd have you by now. However, I served as a barrier between you and them. They approached at night, so I drew my sword. Prior to your involvement, I had already defeated their schemes. However, I am unable to continue doing so if you continue to ignore the voice of heaven. This serves as your final notification. Do you sense the anguish in his words, my dear? Do not expect angels to constantly beg. However, he is currently imploring. He is unable to prevail due to his exceptional strength. However, God is proud of your free will because your decision is more powerful than his sword. This implies that you must determine whether to remain under the protection that has been present throughout your entire life. There are 3 hours left. The darkness is approaching because it can discern that your hesitation renders you vulnerable. Please refrain from allowing it to consume the resources that God still intends to provide for you. Demons have a fondness for delaying tasks as it allows them to steal your fate. However, angels sing when you make a swift decision, as obedience opens the gates of protection and miracles pour in like lightning. Consider the number of tears you have shed behind my back, my child. Oh, many nights you wept, "God, if you are genuine, please show me, save me, and converse with me." This is the solution to your prayers. All of them were heard by heaven. Heaven bowed down in response, and this message is the thunder that indicates that it was heard. If you were unsuccessful in obtaining the response you sought, do not abandon your prayers. Death is imminent for those who neglect to pay attention. However, individuals who are attentive will discover that life is both unstoppable and fulfilling. The issue is not one of fear. It involves selecting. The message is robust, yet it is encased in affection. A love that will not allow you to perish when you were created to radiate. The love that reunites you after you have strayed too far. Love that extends beyond your expectations. One more time. There are 3 hours left. Do you experience a sense of urgency in your heart? Please refrain from being frightened. This is a prophecy. It is the awakening of your spirit to the reality that time has ceased and eternity has entered the present. There may be no additional words of this nature. This is the reason why heaven repeatedly reiterates them, striking you with force. There are 3 hours left. There are 3 hours left. There are 3 hours left. I now want you to perform an action that may appear trivial to you, but it is of paramount importance to God. Use your finger to select the like button on this video. I want you to be aware that you are not merely expressing your admiration for items as you proceed. Your life will be characterized by a consistent flow of God's favor. Every like is a spiritual message that signifies my agreement with this statement. This warning is audible to me. I am in agreement with the message of heaven. Heaven bestows favor upon you when you fulfill that agreement. It initiates the process of unlocking doors that were previously closed. Grace is now flowing, as it was prepared to do so. Therefore, please proceed to click the like button. Please consider that your endorsement. It is time for God's favor to begin pursuing you. The sword of Archangel Michael is becoming increasingly luminous, as if it is anticipating your affirmation. It will fight for you with all its might, but only if you are in its shadow. Without a shield, the enemy's arrows will strike you if you retreat. As you approach, your adversaries will retreat from you like smoke in the wind. You determine the course of action, but you are not responsible for determining the appropriate time. The time is derived from the heavens and provides you with an additional 3 hours. Please, my dear, your affection is limitless. If God intended to punish, He would not have issued a warning. His objective was to separate you, and as a result, He would have abandoned you. However, He is too devoted to you to abandon you. He has ceased all activities at this time. By pressing eternity itself, He pressed this final warning against your soul. There are 3 hours left. That is the cry of mercy. It is possible to hear the knock of heaven. The fervor of Archangel Michael's voice is palpable as you read. Please refrain from closing your eyes at this time. Refrain from closing your eyes. Savings will be achieved through this action. This is the rope. My dearest, the moment has arrived for you. There is no way for me to slow down at this time, as the heavens are not allowing me to. I am not the one who is infusing these words with fire. From the throne of God, until it reaches the most profound recesses of your being, that voice will not cease. There are 3 hours left. Remind yourself of this. Speak in a low voice. Sense it in your chest. There are 3 hours left. The storms are drowned out by the cries of Archangel Michael this evening. Additionally, he is roaring. He further states, I have maintained the line for them. I have positioned myself between the pit and them. I drew my blade when the enemy believed that he had prevailed. However, the time is dwindling, and I am unable to oppose their decision to adopt it. Child, make the decision to live. This is the enigma of mercy, my dear friends. God forewarns us prior to the fall. Regardless of the severity of the situation, He consistently intervenes and prevents it. The hand in question is currently extended in front of you. It is trembling with a sense of urgency, prepared for your grasp. However, it is not feasible to maintain its operation indefinitely. The hand will close, and the decision will be rendered upon the final grain of sand falling. Do not assume that you have an abundance of time. Do not convince yourself that tomorrow I will behave differently. I will make a decision at a later time. I will be more attentive in the future. There will be no subsequent occurrence. I will not be present at a later time. The clock is rigid, and heaven has declared that it is 3 hours. My child, this is the final call, as your spirit is aware. Even the air that surrounds you now appears to be heavier. When was the last time you were advised not to take action by a whisper or nudge? However, mercy continued to extend its hand to you on an ongoing basis. However, this will be the final instance in which mercy will be extended. This is the final warning before the silence. Please, my dear, your actions brought the realm of justice to life. It requested an answer. The enemy was prepared to demand your life, your blessings, and even your breath, and to call you names. However, God prevailed for an additional second due to his mercy. He stated, "Not yet," which is why this message is currently blazing in your face. There is still a possibility for my child. I will dispatch my messenger once more. It is not an error. It is not an accident. It is God himself who is pleading through the fire. There are 3 hours left. This is the razor-thin line between being saved and being lost. Death will be visible if you take a single step. The loss of hope, peace, and happiness. Life will be visible if you take a different path. Life is erupting. Life is secure. My life is replete with miraculous events. You are no longer permitted to remain in your current location. The middle ground has been eliminated. Now the sword of Archangel Michael is ablaze with a white glow, anticipating your response. Either it will advocate for you, or it will remain silent. The ultimate decision is whether or not you will cherish this moment. Do not believe that you can dismiss it without penalty. It is impossible to disregard it and remain secure. Thanks to the angel, the situation is now clear. If they do not complete this task, I will be unable to assist them when the hour arrives. Save your life from succumbing to the darkness, my love. Do not let the enemy make fun of you because you are late. That's insufficient for you. Heaven trusts you more than you do yourself. This is why this warning flashed like fire in your direction. It demonstrates that you are still chosen, valued, and worth fighting for. There are 3 hours left. You choose to live every second of your life. As you read each line, you become more immersed in heaven. Please do not stop at this time. Do not go on an independent journey. Allow the words to pound you like waves until you feel completely secure. Heaven is approaching, my child. The guardian angels are surveying the area. The Archangel Michael is prepared, and God is pleading with me not to abandon this task. Please do not squander this opportunity. I implore you to make this the moment you choose me. My beloved, the gate will not remain open for an extended period of time while you are present. It is allowing light to enter and illuminate your path. However, shadows remain on the edges, attempting to entice you to retreat. Archangel Michael uses his sword to form a firewall between you and them. This, beloved, is not an error. There are 3 hours left. Avoid squandering them. Please, do not delay. Avoid closing your ears once more. You had the option of doing something different or going somewhere else. However, you are unable to turn your attention away from this message. That is evidence that the divine has halted your progress. Do you understand the significance of this? God is so concerned about you that he paused his activities to speak to your spirit. If you were not important to him, he would not have expressed his thoughts. If he had forgotten about you, he would not have sent his most powerful warrior to find you. However, we have not forgotten you. You've been selected. There are 3 hours left. This is a voice that is incapable of imposing punishment. It is the sound of love's struggle to keep you alive. Your adversary wants you to believe that this warning is intended to cause you harm. No, it is not meant to cause you harm. Your actions were genuine, It posed a serious threat to people. However, God's mercy is even greater and extends beyond the most insidious clause. My child, every tear you shed was preserved in heaven. She was observed every night when she couldn't sleep. Mercy persisted despite the fact that your actions should have resulted in retribution. However, mercy is nearing the end of its journey. Michael, the Archangel, warns them that ignoring this warning will lead to its breaking. I'm unable to reattach it after it snapped. Can you hear the finality of that, dear? Now is not the time to take risks. The importance of eternity is too great to be compromised. It is impossible to say that I will make a decision tomorrow, because tomorrow does not exist. It's only now. The book of mercy, which has been opened for you, has only 3 hours left. What wonderful things could happen during that time, beloved? Please recall Lazarus. God raised him from the dead in an instant, even though he had been dead for 4 days. Please don't overlook the thief on the cross. Despite being barely alive, he made it to paradise. Do you remember the storm that occurred at sea? It was quickly conquered by Jesus. What could he accomplish in 3 hours if he could do it that quickly? Remember the power of mercy while it still exists. The heavenly realm awaits your response with great anticipation. You are being watched by rows of angels who are standing still. They want to forever celebrate your acceptance and spread the news of your surrender through song. The demons waiting for you at the edge will laugh with the cruel joy of thieves if you turn away or skip, but their silence will grow heavy. Avoid causing them joy. Prevent them from completing your narrative. Archangel Michael's voice is rough and hot when he speaks again. Stay away from the light. Don't draw your sword. Remain in the present moment. 3 hours. No more. Beloved, the time has come for you to make a decision. My dearest, you must recognize that time is passing. The sand continues to fall. The clock continues to work. The remaining 3 hours are dwindling. Heaven is exerting its full force on you, imploring you to seize the moment. The darkness behind you is obscured by Archangel Michael's wings, which are so widely spread. His scream is louder and his fire is more intense. Please listen, my child. The final warnings are now being issued. You are no longer allowed to manipulate this item. Choose life before it is too late and death claims everything.